your seat. So whatever seat you take, it should have the picture there.
Sit down.
Here.
Are you busy? Oh, you haven't sit down at all? You gotta keep moving? Oh.
I gotta go to the store and get some ingredients.
They're already at the seat.
Yeah, it's all good. I was Italian, you fall on the floor, so it's all good.
All right, I think we're gonna get started here.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I was.
Because what is the Irish Spring? Chicken,
Everything.
mac and cheese?
Everything but the salad and dessert. Everything but the salad and dessert.
I figured.
All right, we're gonna get started probably like in another 2 minutes.
Okay.
Give some more people time.
Just monitor your crowd based on today's schedule of events.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was trying to get them to change it to another day. But every day is a busy day
This
around
time.
here this season. So
A lot
whatever day
going on.
you pick, it's gonna be that.
Part of the group, did I see you going to Really? I just spoke to her. Really? I recommend maybe doing it with her. They're supposed to drive and look at the Christmas lights. Can't find me. Oh, because
Combined spaces. I don't blame them in a sense.
yeah, that's why I'm talking about it here.
Some people just got quarantine,
Right.
so they're gonna be on bus. Yeah, here, that's good for her, 'cause she got more.
Good afternoon. We're gonna get started here. I know you see that Doug has lost a lot of weight and got a lot of tan, so I'm just joking. My name is Alyssa. I'm the Health Center Administrator here at Westminster. I'm gonna turn it over to Miss Etta. I just wanna let you guys know that Doug is ill, so I'm stepping in for him today.
Welcome everyone here. I know this is a busy season. We've got a lot scheduled, so thank you for taking your time out. Let's just go to God in prayer as we begin our time together. Heavenly Father, we always begin our prayers with gratitude and thanksgiving because you've allowed us the opportunity to be on a campus such as this, a campus where we can exercise our faith in you, a campus where we can share in fun and friendship and fellowship with our neighbors, a campus where we can be concerned about one another the way that you have asked us to do. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you with our hearts, with our hands, and with our minds. We thank you for the business of this organization, which will be a part of this meeting. We thank you for the activities that we've been able to arrange, for the joy that spreads in this season, and help us to continue to remember the hope, the joy, the peace, the love that comes at Christmas. We bless you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hello. If everybody can please stand for the pledge, or if you want to remain seated, that's fine. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, we have, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Is mine go?
It's you introducing me. I thought
Yeah,
that's what you were
that's
doing.
what I was about to
Okay, that's what I was like. I'm waiting.
I'm just bringing Miss Etta to the stage.
Okay. All right, so today's a good day. You came on the day that I can remind you that this evening here in the chapel at 3:30, we will have our Advent Christmas carols and candles You're going to come and you're going to not listen to the choir. You're going to actually help the choir sing. By popular demand, we are using these candles. Okay, so you don't have to be nervous about real fire in the chapel. So Ricky can check that off the list. We're not using real fire this year. So there'll be candles, and we'll sing by candlelight for our special songs for Silent Night and Let There Be Peace on Earth. At that time, I will give you a blessing and a benediction because we're going to the dining room for a catered meal tonight. Our meal will be baked chicken, candied sweet potatoes, shredded carrots and cabbage, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, a special ambrosia salad, which Shelly's making for me right now, and special cakes from Publix. And I wanted cakes for the season, so the best she could do for me was white cake with green trim and fresh strawberries. Not strawberry jam, fresh strawberries in the middle. So that's our supper for tonight, so come out and enjoy that. As far as spiritual life, we are actually just helping other people with their parties for the rest of the year. We already had our event. Health Center and ALF had their parties on yesterday, and those went over great. So for spiritual life, our Sunday services are really the focus as we close the year. Do not, if you can help it, take your decorations down before Epiphany. Remember, we are ecumenical campus, and so we do celebrate Epiphany, the coming of the kings, the magi, the wise men, however your translation reads, for them to come and bring the gifts. And we don't want to take down the manger scene and Jesus not get his presence, because that's the whole reason for the season. So we're looking at January the 7th to start taking decorations down, and we will have an Epiphany service in January, and it happens to be the same day we have chaplains Chat and Chew, and back by popular demand is going to be the Turtle Sundays with the caramel or fudge toppings and pineapples or strawberries. Those went over so well, so we're going to do that again in January. And then from there, I'll give you an update. Chris looked up when I said February, like, what? I didn't, because she keeps me up with my events. Any questions for spiritual life? We're so thankful that everybody is in the spirit. We're still continuing to pray for those who are not feeling well, as well as management and staff and our residents' families, because we've got some family members that are not doing well. Again, I have on green today because I've been being the Grinch. If you are not feeling well, and I know I have folks listening on YouTube and on the channel, if you are not feeling well, I know there's a lot of good stuff happening in this season. However, our community is called to love God and love our neighbors. So in part of loving our neighbors, if you're not feeling well, if you have symptoms, first of all, please report that to Maria so she can keep account of that. Second of all, please don't share that with your neighbors. So I'm asking you not to come to group settings if you have symptoms. And Alyssa probably will say that, and Maria probably will say that, but I'm going to say that as the chaplain. Do not come to group events, including the supper tonight, if you are experiencing any of those symptoms that are happening from the stomach bug that's going on. And just know that we're going to have more events that you can get in on, so you're not going to be missing out for anything. But please, please, please do that for us tonight. Thank you. Any questions for me? Yes.
Only if you're not exhibiting any signs or symptoms and feeling in full health. Just keep in mind that when you go into the rehab, even though the people are there for physical therapy, there are also some individuals there, that are overcoming, hospital spells and stuff like that. So we don't want to, if you're not feeling well, if you're not, feeling 100%, we don't want to walk through the health center. It's contact and airborne, so even a simple hello or, oh, you look so nice, we don't know that sometimes, we're spewing fluids and it lands randomly everywhere. So we just want to make sure that we're in full health when we're walking through the health center and assisted living, okay?
Thank you for that question, yes. Okay, so I'm going to pass that to Alyssa. I'm not clinical. I could probably talk about symptoms since I gave birth to a doctor, but that doesn't qualify me as clinical, so I'm going to pass that over. Yeah, I'm going to pass that to the experts in the crowd. When they anything for spiritual life that's not clinical. All right, thank you. I'm going down to decorate. I'll see you all soon.
So we will definitely get into the symptoms and what we should be looking for and some of the other things during the Porter McGrath and the ALF update. So just to stay on task, I'm going to invite Allison to the podium to talk about resident wellness, and then Jada's going to follow her after.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's nice to see all of you. I have a few announcements that I just wanted to go over before I have to scoot out for Tai Chi. We've got several people signed up for our Westminster Games. Woo! I'm so excited. So practices have started. They're on Tuesdays and Fridays from 3 to 4 in the MacArthur Center. We will be practicing tomorrow, Friday. We're going to start gearing up for our Spirit Cheer. If you're interested in signing up for the Westminster Games, they are on February the 5th at Eckerd College in St. Petersburg. You need to go to MyWLife, look for that Westminster Games folder, and select registration, and then just follow the prompts from there. Also, mark your calendars. Tuesday, December the 30th, is Celtic Music and Dance. Mary Wesley and Tim Cummings, who is the son of Marilyn and Jim Cummings, they will be offering a show and tell workshop presenting Celtic music and dance. So Mary will be teaching the dance, and then Tim will be doing the music. So definitely mark that down. We would love to have a really good turnout like we did last year. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jada. I'm the resident life facilitator. I think I've met most of you, but just in case, for anybody else who may be watching. My events kind of slow down towards the end of the year, give you guys some time to enjoy your family, your personal, events that you have going on, and a lot going on with Etta. So I do have the New Year's Eve party coming up, and there are quite a few of you who are signed up. So that should be a big attendance. It will be from 6 to 8. So if you do want to join, just let me know. That way I can get you on the list. And I expect some people to show up that maybe are not registered, and that's okay. So it should be fun. It will be kind of an early ending, but it's your home. You can do whatever you want after, staff goes home. And then we have a trip coming up, one more for this year, to the Lakeland Symphony Orchestra. Those of you who have already purchased tickets, that will be this Sunday. And then, of course, the December birthday luncheon. If you are a December birthday and you haven't signed up and you do wish to come, just make sure that you get in contact with me. But other than that, just planning some fun stuff for the beginning of next year and settling in well at Westminster. So, any questions for me? Nope. Okay.
All right, thank you. So this usually is my part. It's the Porter McGrath update. Last month, maybe it was in October, I did a transition. Everybody sounds so much better with this thing. In October, we I put on a transition of care presentation. After that presentation, I got a lot of emails and calls to do it again. So that presentation is actually going to be given quarterly. So it'll be on the calendar for a separate date in January, so you can look forward to that. Porter McGrath is full. We have about 67 people out of 68 beds in Porter McGrath right now, so we're doing really good census-wise. Several of our IL and AL residents are in Porter McGrath, so that is, really sad to hear. We're trying to rehab everybody and get everybody back to health and hopefully back to their former place of living. So we, again, like Ms. Etta said, we continue to send prayers and good energy their way for a safe and healthy recovery Dawn would have been here, but she had a meeting at the same time with the CSS individuals up there. Other than that, Porter McGrath has not, I'm gonna knock on wood, we have not had the stomach bug that's been going around the campus in the ALF and the IL. We're very happy about that. And how that has been achieved, we've been asking individuals not to visit the health center. We did have the health center Christmas party yesterday, and we separated it because we want to make sure that we don't want it all throughout the campus. It's, for safety. Like I said earlier, we have a lot of residents in the health center that are immunocompromised, and we don't want to have them come down with something that can, delay their recovery. With that said, if you are having any GI issues, whether it's loose stools, vomiting, nausea, or anything like that, please stay indoors. I did have Jada, thank you for posting the alert on Touchtown, just kind of letting you know what to look for, and when you start having those symptoms, to follow the BRAT diet. Bananas, rice, applesauce, toast, and lots of liquid, whether it's Gatorade, Powerade, lots of fluids. You can also do broth. Symptoms should last about 2 days, and you should have 2 consecutive days without any type of GI issues before coming out into the public population or participating in the main dining room. Okay, so just be mindful. Again, be cognizant of your neighbors. You don't want to get anybody sick. Nobody likes to be sick. So please make sure that you're aware of that. Here's Susan, who just walked in right on time. She's going to give us the sales update.
How's everybody doing today? Good. So we've been still busy in the sales office. We are at, let's see, units occupied for our whole community is 96.6%. We do have almost everything sold in independent living at this point. We only have a house and one independent apartment. We have one assisted living apartment available now. It's a small studio, but we do have some other units coming up that are people that are transferring. Yes, we do have some move-ins. So we do have, let's see, 4 scheduled move-ins for this month. So that's where most of the houses have gone and the apartments. And we do have one person moving into that 2-bedroom, 2-bath assisted living apartment next month. So that one has been taken, but you can always check back with us to see if there's anything else available if you're interested in assisted living. We do have our Mingle Jingle. Residents are invited to that tomorrow at 2 o'clock, so please let us know if you're coming. We still have room for people to come to that. We had a lot of fun last time. That was 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Yes.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yes. So, any questions? No? Okay.
That's exciting. We are getting new neighbors, new residents. You guys really do a really great job with welcoming people to the community, so we're excited to see the new individuals at some of the meetings and events in January. Next up, I'm going to be bringing Brad. He will be discussing dining services. Go, Brad.
Right. Hello. I never miss a public speaking opportunity. I say this every time. So just want to keep you all a little bit informed with stuff that's going on in the dining room. Sean came through yesterday and was pointing out some things that he would like to have fixed. Rick is aware of those things, and we have a list going on. We're also looking for new, I was telling Linda and Lucia about it a little bit yesterday, is they want upscale, like leather-bound menus, brand new silverware, brand new placemats. They want to replace the granite tops that are in the cabinetry area. These are just ideas that we had for some things, so we're seeing where that goes. But we're supposed to have a discussion with Mario, myself, and Sean and Doug on Monday. Also, as far as staffing goes, I have one full-time server that is finally going to be starting, who comes from Harry's Seafood, actually, down the road. Worked there about 8 years. Got out of there and is just wanting a little bit something where she's not working till midnight all the time. So her name is Brooke. She will be here on, I believe, Monday or Tuesday for her pre-employment stuff, and then hopefully be starting about the week after that. Okay? The Christmas menu is posted on My W Life in the slides. In case anybody has not seen it, it is prime rib with au jus and horseradish cream. The soup that day is going to be lobster bisque. We're having a beet, pecan, and goat cheese salad. Spiral ham with brown sugar and honey glaze, a cornbread and apple stuffing. We're also having au gratin potatoes, and a peppermint and chocolate cheesecake will be served that day as well. Okay, just a reminder, that will be the only meal served in the dining room that day. It will be like brunch hours, as far as 11:15 to about 1:30-ish. Please make sure that you are signed up for reservations for that. The cutoff for that, as far as being able to make sure I have food, is Tuesday, because they will not be delivering on Wednesday or Thursday because of the holidays. So if you have not signed up for Christmas, please do so. The book is at the hostess stand. Yes, sir. Both. I need to know how many to account for. I can account for the ones that are in the book, but the ones that I don't know about, I can't account for them. So we will do our best to accommodate. If something is not in there, I may have, some extra, but I don't plan for what I don't know about. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Are the Lazy Susans going to be put back on the table?
No.
Because what you have is a handful of straws thrown on the table, no butter, no nothing, and you have a couple lemons,
Well,
which you don't need.
I will say that when anybody that goes into a restaurant, they don't have a bowl of butter waiting there for me. They don't have a bucket of straws. So that's what we're trying to do. So if you could please talk to Linda and Lucia about that. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to upscale the experience in the dining room and not have all of those things on the table. So it's actually the server is supposed to be giving you a straw when you get a drink, just like any other place. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, this is one thing that happened today. I asked for a roll. They bring you a nice warm roll,
Mm-hmm.
no butter.
Okay.
On the table, you forget that you have to ask for a butter. Restaurants,
All
they
right.
don't offer anything.
Okay.
They don't offer ketchup. They don't offer any of that stuff. And most of us have a little bit brain damage that we forget
Oh.
those things that we've ate all along and has always been.
Okay.
Even McDonald's has ketchup out.
But sometimes at McDonald's, you still have to check your bag and say, hey, can I have some ketchup, because they forget too. So what we can do is provide some additional. What we can do is Brattle's, provide some additional training now that we don't have the Lazy Susans on the table, for the servers to remember to offer the extra condiments and items available. But again, we are trying to create a fine dining experience, and we want to make sure we are not only, we're going to be looking at different menu items in 2026, but we also want to create a different ambiance. And the dining room does look really great. We still have the chandeliers to go in next week, and we just want to make sure, we know change is hard, it really is, but we just want to try to create a different environment for you all, more upscale, more fine dining, because you guys are the ones who we are trying to have different experiences and pleasurable experiences while you're here. So we're trying to go for more like some days it'll be mom and pop, but some days it'll be executive, high-end, fancy, dancy as well.
I'd like to report something that happened the other day, or me. Now, I came in, and I usually sit in that one table right inside the door, which there are 6 people, and I usually park my car outside. But other people bring, and I have the motorized car, and I do go various speeds. I push a little thing to the rabbit when I'm outside. So I do go fast outside. When I come into a building, I put it at the half mark. If people are around, I go down to a quarter. So I have 3 speeds, not all fast. Now, the other day, I pulled in, Monday or Tuesday, the day that we had, I pulled in with my car because I wanted to go by the first table and just park alongside of it. There was somebody already parked with their car, so I couldn't go in by the wall. So I went around to go in where the other side wall is. They had dining tables there, which they need for serving. So I then backed out and went down the aisle. You had so many tables in the middle that you could not go through with a cart to get to the other side, to get out of that room. There was, after where the dining room, where the second entrance going into the kitchen area, there was room. And a man was sitting there with either wheelchair or a cart, and they had taken the one chair out from that table. So I could see that I could get through with my car. What I didn't know was on the other side of that man was somebody's car parked. So when I came around him, his car had a wire on it. It hooked over on my car handle, and I couldn't get it stopped for one table. It made a horrible noise.
Okay.
Everybody was yelping and yelling.
Okay, so what we'll do is, we'll, stuff like that, we can, bring to the dining committee, and we can look at table seating and settings. And then okay, so they'll be discussing it at that committee meeting. And then they'll let Brad know, and we can, work on the seating arrangements. But just for the sake of time, I just want to have the assisted living come up, okay?
I would like to say one more thing.
Okay.
The order notified you people, and they took one table out yesterday so you could get through to the other side.
Okay, so they resolved it.
Today, they have moved back.
Okay, so that sounds like a dining committee discussion about table seating instruction. So we'll defer to the dining committee and have them support us with the resolution that's going to work for everybody in the community. Thank you so much for your comment. All right, so don't forget, sign up for the Christmas dinner before Tuesday, because the food order is going to come in on Tuesday, so Monday is really your deadline. I'm going to bring Maria from the assisted living up. She has some information.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see you all here. So I'll start with the good stuff. We have 55 residents in the assisted living. We're getting full. We had a couple moving in one of the apartments. We have another person moving in the MJ apartment starting January. We have a couple of people in rehab, and we still have one resident in the hospital due to that stomach bug going around. I know I'm going to repeat that, but if you have any symptoms, please stay at home. Let me know as soon as possible. Also, everyone, wash your hands. That's the first step, the first preventative step. Wear your masks if you have any symptoms, and just stay at home, order meals at home. It's winter time, so we can do certain things to boost our immune systems, like taking multivitamins, getting fresh air, getting some sun, getting your flu shots. It's not too late. If you haven't done it, please do it. And hopefully this bug will be over with and we'll be all healthy for Christmas. I hope so. There is one other thing that I want to bring your attention to. It's in the handouts given today.
Yes, so we re-handed out the ancillary update. And I want everybody to remember that our assisted living, we don't just have a regular assisted living license. We have, there's a designation with our license that offers limited nursing services. So if you could turn your attention to page 6, that's what we'll be discussing today.
Yes, so for any assisted living resident, any tier 1 resident, or any independent resident who needs limited nursing services, there are certain fees for everything we do as a limited nursing. I'm just going to go over some of the most common ones. Application of heat, if we need to come and apply a heating pad. If it's 3 or more times a week, there is an additional $95 charge for that, added to your bill. If you're a diabetic and we handle your glucometer, check your blood sugar, it's $89 per month added to your bill. If you're doing a routine dressing, like a simple skin tear dressing, like daily, it's $13 per dressing change. If you have an oxygen, like a portable oxygen, and we have to change your tubing or regulate your oxygen, it's $601 per month. If we have to take your vital signs like blood pressure, oxygen saturation, if it's more than 3 times a week, the charge is $95 per month.
So again, I just want to reiterate that most assisted livings that you see out in the world that are not attached, they just have a LPN that is the director of nursing, and then it's filled with med techs or CNAs. They don't have nurses 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Here at Westminster, we offer licensed nurses, LPNs, round the clock, 7 days a week. So in order to have that designation, we do offer these highly skilled services, but in order to support those nurses, there are fees that come with doing higher level skilled care at the ALF level. I do want to just make it clear that regular ADLs, medication administration, assistance with bathing, dressing, and all that stuff, when you are a full ALF resident, does not come at an additional charge. If you're on a tier of service, of course, there's a charge if you're independent, but you want to pick up a tier of service. But if you are a full ALF resident, the regular ADL care does not come at an extra charge. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? Not in the assisted living. So unless you have a long-term care plan that covers your room and board, I don't believe that they cover that. Linda? No, they don't cover these additional services. So when you get your monthly bill, if there's some additional nursing services, something that requires the skill of a licensed nurse, not a med tech, of a licensed nurse to do, there'll be an additional charge for that. Okay? And this is not new. So this is something that was happening before with Florida Presbyterian, correct, Linda? Mm-hmm. So we're just reiterating it and just making sure that you guys, and just refreshing it, that you guys are aware, so it's not a surprise. Okay? All right, thank you, Maria.
Yeah.
And then we have Rick. Rick the ruler.
Okay, So last month, we had 493 work orders submitted to us, and that's 95% of them we completed. But the most important thing I want to bring about when submitting a work order is make sure that if you do it on My Life, make sure you add your email address. A lot of residents don't do that, and it makes it easier for me or Lisa to email back saying that we received the request. And we do get a lot of emails from residents, not going through My Life, just a personal email, and I try to reply back to them saying that I received your request. But if you don't do that, it makes it harder. That way you know that we received it and we're acknowledging it. So if you don't do that, then it's kind of hard to do that. So then you have to call up and say, did you receive my email or did you receive my work request? Because we received, like I said, for the month, 493 work orders. That's a lot of work orders we received. That's a lot. So just make it easier on yourself and us, and that way we'll get to your request and get it repaired wherever it needs to be taken care of. As Brad mentioned, the dining room. This week we had the grout fixed and cleaned and resealed in there. It looks really nice. We did receive the light fixtures. The wall sconces and the chandeliers, we received those yesterday, and we're scheduling them for I think it's going to be New Year's week. We'll be installing those. Mike is up there right now replacing all the receptacles and light switches to white. And then, like he had mentioned, I had the granite company come in yesterday to measure up all replacing all the brown quartz to the new granite color. It's on the dividing wall going into the kitchen. So we are looking into getting quotes on that. The ceiling tiles, I just got an email this morning that the ceiling tile has been received. They're going to be shipping us 10 cases tomorrow, so we can start next week, start replacing the light fixtures in the ceiling. You notice there's a lot of can lights up there. The new ones that we're going back with are the LED puck lights, and so we won't need near as many lights in there, but it's going to be brighter. And so that's our objective, to make it brighter in there. And so, like I said, we're going to be probably starting that next week sometime, but next week's a short week, so we might get a few up. I like to get a few up that way to get your feedback to see how you like it, but it's going to be really nice in there. It's going to be a bright white. In the future projects, we have, I received a notification on the guest rooms yesterday. They're wanting a few more measurements, so we're working on getting that to them, and so we can start the renovation projects in the guest rooms. And that's going to be B and C. Sean yesterday did a walk around, and like Brad mentioned, that he gave us go-ahead direction on the hallway, Four Bunker Manor hallway, to start repainting the ground floor, first floor hallway, to start repainting that, along with the history room. We're going to go with the Olympus to match Four Bunker Manor lobby. Excuse me. So we can start on that, and that's going to be after the first of the year too. We got a lot of projects between now and then. And then also, we need to finish up the Holland Delay second floor. We painted one wall Olympus, but we need to get the other walls painted up there, so we're working on that also. And then the last project I think that I'm aware of right now is the chapel. We got the layout for the visual TV soundboards going across this wall here. And then we're going to have one on that side by the automatic door, and then one on this side by the automatic door, so that they can give their presentations on that. I can see everybody's enthused about that, but so any questions or concerns for maintenance? Yes, sir.
Holland Delay sitting room furniture.
I heard that they're going to order that when they do the guest room furniture. So as soon as we get the go-ahead on the guest rooms, I believe that's what Doug said. He's going to order the Holland Delay furniture. Right now, what we have up there is the stuff from the dining room, and that's just up there temporarily. Yes, ma'am. No, I don't even have a start date on the guest rooms yet. They just gave me the go-ahead on, for the measurements. They're double checking everything, the measurements, and so they can get the flooring, the ceiling, you know, get everything laid out the way they want it. Yes. Okay,
All right, thank you, Rick.
you're welcome. Who's up next?
So we're just gonna, I'm up next. We're just gonna take a moment to turn off the YouTube button, only because we've been flagged a couple times on YouTube when we post our financial information. You're not allowed to do that on YouTube